Yeah, once he gets like his roast going, like
would it be possible to get him on my channel to roast me?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Just bring him.
I want it.
You don't even have to ask him to roast you. Just bring him in here and he'll automatically do it.
We should have just brought him.
we should have brought him.
He's not doing anything today. He's sitting in
Dang
the
it.
house.
We'll have him just like sitting off camera and all of a sudden you hear some shit. Come back there. Nick, everybody.
Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another Become the Night SNOBCAST. I am here today with Ben and Jesse from Lines in the Sky. Yeah, so, fuck, that was a terrible way to intro this. I don't remember what I'm going to say next.
Hey man, we're all in this together. We're rolling.
We are an
together.
underwhelming band, so.
Oh, fuck
take
that. No way. Not underwhelming whatsoever. You guys just dropped your new album, Beacon.
We did.
And I actually got to see the live version of that, minus, I think, one track. Is that right?
Yeah, we just didn't do the final track, The Crawl.
The Crawl. That's right. The beautiful piano track, which could have totally been done by someone who plays keys, but that's okay. We'll address that later.
2 of us play keys, actually.
Oh,
3 of us play
That's right.
keys.
Bo plays keys too. We all play
nice.
keys.
Even more reason not to excuse it. Moving on.
We're just shooting ourselves in the foot.
But no, when I went and saw you guys, the first time I've seen you, and
Which thank you for coming up, by the way.
oh, absolutely, dude, absolutely. You guys and Edge are my boys, and freaking. Okay, so funny thing, I'm hitting up Jesse because other Jesse, Pam, sorry,
Jesse-
Peck.
Jesse Peck?
I'm mixing up the Jessies now. I was messaging him so that Ryan and I could get some practice space. Like, hey, do you know anyone? He's like, yeah, hit up Jesse, and like he probably has something. I was like, okay. So I messaged him. We're talking. He's like, by the way, we have our album release party coming out, and I thought it was Edge. I didn't know it was Lines in the Sky.
That's a surprise.
That's awesome.
But yeah, freaking A, man. But either way, I went to the show. It was excellent. And the funniest comment I got was from Ryan when he said to me, this band should not be called Lines in the Sky. They should be called Thank You Coheed and the sorry, Thank You Coheed and Periphery. That's what it was.
Yeah. Hey, I will gladly be associated with those acts.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, they're amazing.
I mean,
so. Yeah, like I'm wearing my Coheed
represent.
hat, so.
Represent. Coheed is definitely my favorite band of all time.
I
Mine
would
too.
say you actually, like, there are parts where you sound significantly like Claudio, and then there's other times where you actually sound like the singer from Thank You Scientist.
Really?
Yes. Oh, those are both very much compliments.
Yeah, no, I like both of those guys a lot, and obviously Claudio, but yeah, and it's funny because I've never really gone out to.
We can get close, I'm cool.
What's going on over there?
We just winked at each other at the same time.
I'm glad that we got that moment on camera.
You can cut the sexual tension with a knife.
Yeah, but no, I've never really tried to. Some people intentionally try to sound like other people in their music, or like this song needs to sound like X, but us.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never really tried to do that with Lines. So, thanks. I'm glad you noticed.
And you also got to open up for Thank You Scientist with Edge.
Yeah,
didn't
Edge,
you?
Edge did open up. For Thank You
That was also the first show I saw with Edge, by the way. And that's right.
Nice.
That's why I introduced myself to you.
Right,
I remember
that was my first show with Edge.
Oh,
Yes.
That's right, it was.
And the most epic of moments. Am I allowed to spoil it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Because I don't know how long you guys are gonna do this for, but okay. So one of my favorite moments in any show I've seen in Nashville. I'm seeing these guys and I'm like already enamored because I'm like, oh my God, I finally met a progressive metal band in Nashville. Like I've been looking for someone like this forever. I mean, as you guys have known and you guys might be aware, like I'm in the scene, I'm trying to make my own stuff. So I finally see this band and they're playing all these kick-ass songs. It gets to like a part where it kind of like hangs for a minute. Singer walks away, comes out with a big old fucking thing of cupcakes, comes up to the microphone and says, "Are you ready to fucking eat?" And then they go into this baller fucking heavy ass like post-hardcore breakdown, and the singer's just handing out fucking cupcakes. Like,
So funny, man. Like
Shows are so much fun.
I think the prog scene a lot of times tends to be a little bit on the heftier side. So a lot of those guys were coming up, but then I killed a cupcake too. So I was like, I'm with you on this.
Solidarity.
And how that came about too was I think I mentioned it in rehearsal, and Joey was like, "We're doing it," and then he
Joey.
brought like 24 cupcakes, and I was like, "Wow, all right, I guess we're doing this."
Yo,
You sold it really fucking well.
Well, thank
You really
you.
did.
Thank you.
It was like, I was laughing so hard.
I'm spilling gin all over myself over here. It's just awful.
can you
Sorry,
not hold
man.
your booze, you child?
I guess I can. I mean,
It's like you're 18 and a freshman again, trying to sneak booze under your RA's nose.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
So how'd you guys meet?
So,
Craigslist.
so
Casual
Bo,
encounters, men for men.
shut up.
Sorry.
Don't
No.
apologize. The truth is always welcome here.
No, this is how we are. We're a big dysfunctional family.
Yes.
No, Bo and I are real family. He is my younger brother. And Lines in the Sky started when we were both in I guess Bo was in middle school, which is kind of weird. And it's kind of gone through various incarnations for many years. And Ben joined us. I knew Ben from Belmont.
Yeah.
I think we had a recording project where I recorded.
If you remember
with
from the first SNOBCast, that's also where Joey and Jesse went.
Mm-hmm.
It's the premier school in Nashville for music and
all
music
things
business.
Yeah, it's funny, like, because they were recording the first version of Planet, right?
At
that session.
Yes. Well, no. I met you when you were recording with Morgan.
Oh, that's
and,
right. Yeah, I was doing a Jaren.
Jaren,
I was doing
yeah.
a hip hop jazz fusion project, and he was working with my boy Michael Burns. And yeah, that's right. We met there, and you wore that shirt with all the Rage comic stuff on it.
I still have
I
that
will
shirt.
never forget that. But that's right. Yeah, that's where you and I met. And then
Quick side note: hip hop jazz fusion sounds sexy as fuck. Just gonna say
that tape is still at Belmont that we worked on together.
We can certainly get into hip hop jazz fusion theory with Ben in a bit, but yeah, that's really
Yeah.
funny because that project, it just ended up sounding really good, and the staff, for at least until I graduated, had it labeled on a tape reel that said, "What is this?" Because they were like, "It's too good to be a student project."
They,
So we
dude,
don't really
they
wanna get rid of
crushed it, man. They crushed it.
That
So
is
we need to go back and
fantastic.
see if we can steal that from the vault.
Yeah, that, and then I met Bo at the recording session. That's where I met Bo and Zach.
Yeah, so we were doing another
Yeah.
student session at Belmont, and we were recording the first version of Planet, first
Off of
iteration of
Parallel
it. And I think Ben was recording in the session after us, and Chris Baldani introduced us at that session. But the funny thing is, Bo met Ben like 5 or 6 times after that and did not remember who he was. Could
Nope.
not commit to memory who Ben was. Even to the point where I was like, Ben's going to be playing bass with us. Bo was like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So,
could not remember. Like, he would see me and he'd recognize, like, okay, I've seen this guy. I know of him, but he could not, like, I've been to so many line shows.
hold on. What are you doing in my house?
do you know who this is?
No, it's funny. Like, I actually wasn't recording in the session after you guys. Chris called me and said, dude, this is right up your alley. You need to come hear this.
That's so crazy.
And
man.
I came down, and yeah,
That's so crazy.
I was, and yeah, I showed up. We'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ben was there, and that's kind of how we all converged. I mean, Lines definitely has, a pretty big backstory with, a bunch of different members, and there's the EPs, and there's the pre-EP music that doesn't exist anywhere, which is a good thing.
You mean Gravity?
I still have an album. I still have my debut album that I have not told anyone about on this channel.
And now you have. So
now
now,
you have.
Oh no, they're not gonna find it. And if they do, it's okay.
Hey,
Because once I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be doing something with that album.
so
That's all I'll
smash
say.
that like
Nice.
button.
Smash that like button.
That subscribe button.
Can we get 20 likes on this video?
give me the smash.
Speaking of getting smashed like a like button, did you guys see
boy.
the picture of me getting converted to a female?
No.
Dude, I would have
think I
smashed
saw
that
that.
like a like button. It's like it's uncomfortable because
Yeah.
you know me, and then you see me as a female, and you're like,
Dang.
I shouldn't want this, but I really
Well, I remember
want
we did
it.
that to Chris, and
Oh, yeah, Chris,
and,
Chris made a pretty girl.
and he was quite the pretty lardy.
So my Facebook profile picture right now, the one that they get it from, this stand hates me,
That
is
stands a
actually
dick. I should return it. Like,
I was I was marginally inebriated, and my buddies had this like long hair blonde wig, and I'm bald, so of course I put it on. I put it on and put this hat like on it backwards, and then put my glasses over the hair. And so, of course, when I tried to do the female thing, it didn't do anything. It couldn't find my face. It was very sad.
You don't have a face.
I wanted to be a pretty girl, but I instead stayed whatever was the hairy creature from Addams Family. What's that?
Cousin It?
Cousin It, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But- so all that to say, that is how we came to meet each other.
Dude, and like it is crazy like how many people know each other in this town from like different disparate communities.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I didn't even realize like the prog rock vein had its own community here that intertwined, which is really cool.
I definitely think it's small compared to a bunch of the other communities.
Yeah, well, the other ones kind of suck sometimes. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But
there are
to a degree.
pros and cons to
To
all.
a degree. To a degree.
But no hate to anybody who plays anything besides
Absolutely.
prog rock.
Absolutely
can't say
zero
anything.
Wanted to
hate.
be completely transparent.
Absolutely zero hate. It's really more of a specifically, there are those of us who do it for the art who give a fuck about it, and there are those of us who think we're going to be stars.
And then there's just like me who are going to play Broadway after this.
Hey man, do what you got.
Hey, I got to make that bang. Dude, and actually this Broadway gig's a lot of fun. I won't go into that, but it's fun.
Andrew, the bassist. Oh, wait, sorry, Ben.
I don't know what this means.
This is going to be a running gig, is me forgetting who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I can dig that. I can dig it. I can dig it, Barry.
But the guy's like, how... I know for me it's always been a challenge being a musician in Nashville. How is it for you guys? What are the challenges being in this town? Even taking like the prog thing out of it.
I think, I'm trying to think of like the quickest way to jump into this pool.
If you want to take a minute to think, I got some.
So, I mean, of course, there's the saturation thing. I mean,
Of
there's
course.
just so many musicians here, and there's always going to be someone better, and there's always going to be a bunch of people at your level. So, finding out a way to make yourself stick out from everybody else is certainly a huge challenge in every
Like handing out cupcakes.
I mean,
Hey, it works.
it works.
fucking works
It
so
works.
hard.
It was funny, and people remember that. People remember that performance that we did, and I think that incorporating that mindset into your performance is important in helping yourself stand out
So how would you incorporate that into your music?
to the music.
Challenging question.
So, this is kind of a good segue for the thing that Ben and I were talking about the other day. One of the things that I think sets us apart as far as prog musicians is we don't really listen to progressive music very often.
Yeah, in terms of like straight prog rock, there's
Like,
not a lot that gets
I'm gonna be
jammed.
completely honest with you, man. Lately as in like the past year, I've been listening to the worst, most mainstream garbage hip hop.
Like,
Well,
me-
this has been a good interview.
but it's like I love progressive rock. Like I always love Coheed. I love Periphery, Dream Theater classics. Like all those guys are amazing. But I'm kind of in the same boat where these days it's been a lot, and partially because like one of my first loves is jazz. So like for me, it's been a lot of jazz. So like I've been learning Miles Davis trumpet solos on bass, and some Coltrane stuff and Parker.
I want to hear that so badly.
Dude, Victor Bailey, may he rest in peace, did a full version of what song was it? It's on YouTube. You can look at Victor Bailey plays Coltrane, and he plays Coltrane's sax solo on bass note for note.
Oh my god.
And so that's where I totally lifted the idea from. So I bought every Omni book. I'm like, I'm going to learn all of these. But yeah, I mean, guys do it. They're monsters, man.
So I think one
But
thing
yeah,
that as far as like the line stuff with writing that, it's just bringing so many influences to the table, and I mean that's kind of what makes up progressive rock. but also
That's what makes something progressive in general.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the blending. But I think also bringing things that aren't necessarily the most common influences. So like one of my favorite acts of all time is The Weeknd. I think that he is an incredible writer, an incredible performer, an incredible singer. I got to see him when he came to Nashville, and it just verified for me my opinion for him. But like, he's a rock star, man. And like the way he performs, he has a band, and he doesn't have like any gimmicky background singers or dancers or anything. But his vocal skill and his vocal writing has had such a huge influence on me, and you can really hear it. You can start to hear it a little bit on Parallel Travel, but on Beacon, there's definitely spots where I was thinking like, how would The Weeknd sing this line? You know,
I've heard so much positive feedback about The Weeknd from a number of friends of mine who are like really into music. I don't think I've ever given him a legit chance, except for like one time in my buddy's car. You guys might remember Ben, hashtag shame Ben, by the way. Sorry. I mean, it wasn't meant towards you. It's your Andrew.
it's a distraction.
I'm Andrew for the rest of this podcast. That's cool with me. I can take a name change.
But no, freaking Ben was showing me The Weeknd in his car, and I was just like, I'm just really not getting down with this. But granted, it was one song.
Certainly, and I think I think he has 4 releases right now. Yeah, he's got 4, and every one of them is completely different. And I think to see, for me, you know, his evolution has just been astounding. It's just like how it's so crazy that he's able to just make something completely different every time. And yeah, he's a huge influence. Same thing with the whole jazz thing. I think that, and I mean, jazz has a home in progressive rock too, but
definitely.
Sort of it's hard for me to describe because it's kind of a rhythm section thing. What Bo and Ben do, they just kind of hit this wavelength when we're writing a song and just go with it. And then I'm just sitting here like, well, I guess I got to write something to that.
The best bands have such a beautiful marriage between bass and drums.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
And
I'm with you.
I'd like to add one of the things I'm most proud about on Beacon is the fact that the drums and bass are married very tightly.
Yeah.
But also the bass has its own place, and I think that's something we've always been trying to do with our music, but we just nailed it this time.
Thanks, man.
And that's due in large part
I tried
to,
it.
to
It's cranked.
Dude, it's so cranked.
that's gonna be a thing.
I tried to He-Man it, and it's like...
You know what the problem is? We got it at Guitar Center.
Oh man, I
I
actually
can't talk smack. I got a lot of friends there.
No worries. I'm not actually talking smack.
Right.
Running joke. Everyone hates Guitar Center because it's the Walmart of guitar places. Although it's the one place you can find fucking everything, and like that's so terrible.
Yeah,
like that's so horrible.
I do feel like I would rather order from Sweetwater though.
Dude, Sweetwater's my jam.
If I don't need it in a pinch, which I did need these in a pinch, I wasn't trying to gamble on shipping. Like, I will absolutely run to Guitar Center because I know they'll have what I need.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you can actually talk to someone. You don't have to go through reviews and shit. Like, you can actually, but as far as like, I buy just about everything else online.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It just makes it cheaper, more convenient. Especially like, okay, have you fucked around with the new Paradigms by Ernie Ball? The strings?
I haven't.
I'm a D'Addario guy.
Oh, fair enough. You're also a bass player, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so.
I'm D'Addario as well, so.
Dude, the Paradigms are nice.
Might have to try them.
I've heard really good reviews on them.
It's like the greatest commercial for guitar strings ever made. So Paul Gilbert comes up with this Strat, this Fender Strat, comes up, starts ripping it up, shredding it, kind of pulling the strings here and there, starts really bending the fucking string stupidly hard where you're like, ugh. And then whips out this fucking saw blade, like this little circular saw blade, runs it up and down the fucking strings, throws the guitar on the ground, stomps on the whammy bar, brings it back up perfectly in tune, still playing fucking notes. I'm just like, sold.
That is such a Paul Gilbert commercial.
really is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Man, may have to try those. May have to try those.
The tone is, I would say, a little different than the Slinkies, but not a whole lot different. If you're not a fan of their tone, it might not be worth it. For me, just the fact that I'm not going to break a string and the fact that they stay in tune better, I had me sold.
Now, the Paradigms are kind of their answer to the NYXL series, aren't they? Are they like I think it's like the cryogenically treated core or something like that in them?
That's beyond, I'm sorry. You're beyond my skill team.
I've been playing NYXLs for 2-3 years.
Something like that.
It's like the 10 to 52 set, 11 to 50. I can't remember what the top string is, but yeah, might have to give those a shot.
Yeah.
I don't have that deal yet, so I still can. Hopefully,
Your tone is beautiful, by the way.
I appreciate that.
That is actually one of the things. Like I was a fan before I joined. Like I have like Lines merch from before I was in the band. Like my favorite hoodie is a Lines hoodie that I had.
Hey, buy that merch.
Oh my gosh, no!
Merch. Buy that merch. Yes. I'm so glad that happened.
I'm so glad I'm with people who understand that reference.
Why do we have to talk about the balls?
We'll talk about
we're
the
gonna
balls.
have a whole section about YouTubers coming up here, my friend.
Oh boy, that's
So-
what I spent a lot of time there. But
I'm gonna drop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop this one really quick and
Sure.
then go refill Jesse's drink.
Oh, thank you.
I could use the top of that. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. So, gentlemen, how did you get into Prague? Into Prague. Prague.
We didn't get into pogrom.
Am I
just wait.
pregnant? Am I pregnant? That's the greatest.
Full disclosure, we might have pre-gamed slightly for this.
I'm stone cold sober.
So how do we get into Prague?
Yeah, if you want to take this.
So
First.
I'm not sure. We can kind of take it separately, I guess. But yeah, let me hand you this. Excellent
homie.
gin and tonic. There.
You're a beautiful man. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
Don't worry. I think they're all liars.
So I was kind of into like, I don't know. I remember I found Lamb of God when I was in like 7th grade, and I remember it just blew my mind.
Hometown heroes,
and
baby.
Still to this day, I consider Mike Morton one of my favorite guitar players. But I was really into them, the Ashes of the Wake album, and then I found BT Bam by accident. And I remember jamming the Alaska record, which is still one of my favorite records.
really cool story about Dusty from BT Bam.
Hell yeah.
Nice. You can tell us that for sure.
Keep going.
But and then I think the I mean, of course at that point, you know, I've been listening to Rush, some Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and a very little bit of King Crimson, so I was familiar with like the old prog world. R.I.P. Rush, by the way.
Yeah, I never got to see them.
Yeah, if they come back, and I think they probably will do like several isolated shows. That's kind of the consensus I've gathered from everyone. But anyways, I remember like the real prog, or at least what jettisoned me into like what I am now,
Oh, thank you,
or
man.
what I listen to now. Thank you, sir. Was I was setting up for an Xbox party, and
A LAN
my
party?
parents. It wasn't a LAN party. It was
Okay.
just an X. We would plug it into the projector and play Halo 2.
Oh, yes.
Good memories. But I kept seeing on Comcast Rhapsody recommended artist Meshuggah, and so the only thing they had on there was and so I was like, I'll listen to this, and I just remember the feeling I got, the downbeat of that track. I was like, oh my god. So that kind of jettisoned me into like the progressive metal world. Coheed and Cambria too were instrumental in that. That was another great Halo 2 memory. My friend got my best friend the Willingwell 1, and then we went home to his house and played Halo 2 for many hours and listened to that record, and it was just blowing my mind. So those are the big things that got me into progressive. What about you, Ben?
I really didn't get into prog until I'd say really college. Like I listened to Coheed as a kid. I absolutely loved Coheed, and I was very aware of Rush and King Crimson and Genesis and like all that OG prog stuff. Yes, I remember I jammed a good bit of Yes, because they mentioned Roundabout in School of Rock. Yeah, and then I remember. So like I listened to different metal and stuff. Lamb of God are actually from my hometown, so like I was a big Lamb of God fan growing up. Yeah, I'm from Richmond, boy. My nephew actually grew up like not far from the guys in Mechanicsville. Anyways, it's like the metal and stuff I always kind of enjoyed, but growing up I played more like R&B and country and in church. And then Alex Gonzer gave me a stack of records, like from the floor to here, of just bands on Sumerian's label, and one of them was the first Periphery album, and that Icarus Lives specifically is what stuck out to me, because like, this is a blues riff but made into like this crazy angular metal insanity, and so I was sold, and that's what kind of started my head first descent into madness.
Absolutely.
So, and then they got me into Meshuggah, and I was like, "This is awesome!" Like I knew of them because I remember hearing the blah, 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 Bleed.
Everybody gets introduced through Bleed.
Yeah, and then they showed me more, and I was like, "And I'm." And then they took me to the show, and I
will
died.
never forget the moment that I heard Bleed. I got up really early.
I'm gonna have to pause you right here.
Okay.
Because we're gonna have to take a quick break, but we will be right back.
Okay.
With Jesse and Benjamin. Oh, damn it, I had to remember the name. Sorry, I was trying
You actually had to remember the name.
I was trying to be a dick, but I couldn't be. We'll be right back,
It's
guys.
all good.
All right. Do you guys need a bathroom break or anything?
I'm good, actually.
Now, Jesse's right here, so my bathroom's near me. Anyways.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for allowing us this break so we could fucking blow each other in a circle. So we
He has a really huge dick.
So we were talking about YouTube. So, before we started this podcast, Jesse and I had an awesome conversation about YouTube and YouTubers. So, what YouTubers do you guys watch?
Take it away, Ben.
Yeah, I watch. I really wish he would upload more, and I really wish he hadn't gone off on a tangent like he had, but I love JonTron's content.
Oh my god.
JonTron's content. He's my dude.
I fucking love JonTron.
His production value is super high. His stuff is always really hilarious. So like I'll watch it. You know, he's great. I watch a lot of Ethan and Hila, H3H3.
It's a Nazis and a Star Wars. Sorry.
H3 is like
H3 is a pretty standard.
It's so
one
funny
for us.
because it's like become such a trendsetter on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like I'm one of those like cheesy people that like sets like bucket list goals of like that are like far too high that I'm never going to achieve. One of them is making it on the H3 podcast.
Right? That'd be so much fun.
It'd be so great.
Oh my gosh, they just had Rhett and Link on there.
I know. I was just
Those
watching
guys
that
are
before you guys
so
came here.
Huge. I haven't finished it, but I started it.
yeah.
iDubbbz is a big one for us. We watch.
Fuck yeah.
We watch Content Comp a lot. And I'm a huge Adam Neely fan. If you know of him,
I've heard the name. Don't remember what he does.
he's this amazing bassist out of New York. He went to Berkeley, and then I can't remember where he got his graduate degree. But he does a lot of videos on really intense jazz harmony and really like 20th century musical compositional ideas and then bass playing.
I do remember that now.
So his stuff is amazing. Jacob Collier, he's not really a YouTuber anymore, but that's where he like kind of got his start. What are other ones?
See, I mean,
I know what I'm adding to the hot takes list.
We don't have to discuss it because it's such a hot topic. But I think that the intellectual dark web, that whole network of people, is super interesting to listen to, no matter which way you come at it.
All right, I'm going to break the silence. I think it's extremely intellectually stimulating. And I think it helps promote critical thinking, whether you agree or disagree with what they're saying.
Yeah.
You should dive into it because it's not partisan hackery bullshit. It's not emotional arguments. It's actually reason-based and people who legitimately have the best interest of mankind at their hearts.
Yeah, I would highly recommend that to anybody watching.
You know more about that than I do.
If you don't agree with them, prove it. Make an actual cogent argument that you can show to someone else.
And I think the thing is, too, you don't have to... they're not like a collective. You don't have to agree with the intellectual dark web.
Yes.
There's not... I mean, Well, not really one thing that they all agree on. Like, they all have different views on every topic, but it's the way that they've been able to come together that makes them what they are. So,
And do you know what that is?
I think it largely is in part for their willingness to just have an open conversation and
I was gonna say freedom of speech.
freedom. Oh, well, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
big
That
thing,
that is a
yeah.
that was gonna be my next point. But
Yeah.
but I think that the freedom of speech thing. But even that, some of them have like different definitions on what freedom of speech is. So
True.
it's interesting. But anyway, so those guys are great. I've been watching this new channel called Cocktail Chemistry, where he just makes awesome cocktails. And I mean, he does like the standard cocktails. He doesn't have a martini one, which is kind of weird, unless I'm just missing it.
Those martinis are lame. I'm kidding.
A gin martini, if you have vodka in your martini, it is not a martini. Yeah, I said it.
Oh damn!
If you drink gin, you're a scumbag, just like Jesse.
Have you
We're
seen,
the intellectual drink web.
have you seen any?
I'm just sitting here and judge his drink as I drink something you can buy at any grocery store.
I'm already calling you guys out as hacks because you haven't said anything about the ice in my whiskey. I have everyone talking about the ice in my whiskey.
You like chilled whiskey?
Hey,
That's cool.
You can. It's a way to make a whiskey drink. An old fashioned uses ice.
Oh, does it?
I mean, to mix
Are you sure?
to mix it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like from like before 2008? Are we positive about this?
Yeah, I think traditional old fashioned.
I'm always saying this to rub it in a little more to those fucking dickheads that come on and try and tell me how to drink the whiskey that I paid for with my own money.
Yeah, how dare you want to enjoy something that you paid for? No. You're not enjoying it how I enjoy it, so you are trash.
So I'm technically not enjoying it, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a low form of life.
You don't know true flavor, man.
So
And this leads back to music snobs. I mean, legit though.
yeah, I am not
fuck.
a drink snob. I
No.
will admit it, but I do like a very. You can tell a quality cocktail when you have one, and so I have a huge appreciation for that.
Okay, quick hot take.
I was just
How's that gin and tonic?
This is a great gin and tonic. It's awesome.
No pressure.
I'm thoroughly.
The person who made it's not sitting 3 feet away from me.
I'm
Oh,
thoroughly
he tell you if it
enjoying
sucks.
this
He
gin
doesn't.
and
He
tonic.
doesn't care that much. he would tell you.
One more YouTuber I want to talk about.
Please.
Is, Report of the Week.
Yes.
We talked about this.
He has a hoodie of the guy.
So
great.
I have never.
Also known as the most famous 12-year-old.
Yeah. No, and we also said he's a spicy meme, but he also crosses the dank threshold. So
Oh, absolutely.
He is multi-layered meme.
If you could have habanero infused weed, that is report of the week.
Oof, my bones.
Man. I remember like when he crossed the 200,000 subscriber threshold, it blew my mind because
And you were telling me you subscribed to him when he was 20K.
20K, which
That's- whew.
like
That's old school.
definitely old school report of the week. But he
okay.
he literally was saying on the video, he's like, I was thinking about merch and I finally did it. I have a Teespring. I paused the video, went and bought a hoodie and a t-shirt immediately. Wasted no time on that purchase. Came back and finished the video. I've never bought merch so fast.
That reminds me. Happy Metal now has a Teespring.
Who?
Happy Metal.
Not familiar.
Happy Metal. They take metal songs and
great
turn them into
channel.
major key.
Okay, I actually
So
do remember that.
they're awesome.
Great channel.
And they'll take like Deck the Halls and make it minor key in reverse of their channel. They did Slayer Raining Blood, and apparently Raining Blood is just a really fast Coheed and Cambria song when it's major.
Okay, I need to watch that video now.
It's pretty awesome. That one, and they did. They took South of Hell and made it North of Heaven, and made it
Nice.
major key. And they're really like amazing guitarists. They just did, what was it?
They are really good.
Yeah, they just did something with 8 strings. I can't remember what it was, but yeah,
No
they're
worries.
really good guitarists, and they have this awesome like early Nintendo style looking kind of logo, but yeah, they're killer.
By the way, remind me after this podcast. I need to tell you something about a gent guitar idea that I have. Just remind me after this podcast. Oh, it's going to be it's going. I hope it will break YouTube. It's actually a really good idea.
Fan frets to tempered and 12 strings.
I'm not saying anything until after this podcast. I'm
I
giving
dig.
0 clues.
I dig.
Can't wait.
I am excited.
One of the guys that I watch very regularly actually is Philip DeFranco, Philly D.
Yeah.
Dude, his shit is so good. I mean, like, he does put a little bit of his own perspective into it, but for the most part, it's just raw news. I really, really appreciate that.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, he tries his hardest to be as unbiased as possible.
And
that's cool.
I think that YouTube, is going to play, or at least content creators are going to play a huge role in the shaping of the whole thing of news sphere in the next couple of years, just because of
new media is the place, man.
Yeah,
is absolutely the place.
I think new media is the right term for it too, because a lot of people were saying alt media for a long time, but I think that new media.
It's only because it sounds like alt-right. That's the only reason why. Because they want to try and discredit everything they can. Oh, CNN. Oh, Fox News. Oh, MSNBC.
Right.
Oh, Big Machine label. Please tell me some more about how you're doing the good of humanity. I would love to hear. I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with any of you. Please. This is your open invitation for none of you that are going to see this.
Smash that button, dude.
Smash that like button if you want.
Get this to enough likes, get it on trending, and get CNN's attention.
Yeah, right. We'll get
get
Anderson Cooper, Don Lemon, and Taylor Swift and Sean Hannity all on the same podcast.
Wouldn't it be more Taylor Swift's daddy if it's Big Machine Records?
Shots fired.
Well, no, I don't mean to be like a meme, but like, I mean.
Oh no, you're being real, and that's the best part.
Well, props to her, dude. The music business is so hard, and she had a dad who was willing to help her out. Props. I can't blame you for that.
I don't blame her for that.
No.
I blame her for the fact that she's not doing more with it, because she has complete fucking control over what she can do. She has complete control over what she can put out. She has the machine behind her. Yet
no pun intended.
No, I mean, honestly, pun intended. Literally, pun intended. Like, and same with Lady Gaga, which is why I want her to get the fuck out of her contract, because I think that's what's keeping her from doing more experimental shit.
I love Joanne though.
What's that?
Gaga's a champ.
I love Joanne.
Oh yeah, Joanne was a good album.
I've been on the Gaga train for a while, but
dude,
I only recently for me.
Her voice is so good. Oh my god,
stupidly good.
I love me some Gaga. I don't care. I actually play one in one of my Broadway sets. We play. I'm not gonna remember the name of the song, but we play one of her tunes, and it's a lot of fun.
But no, like fucking, like a person like Taylor Swift can do literally whatever the fuck she wants. Yeah. She may have some consequences for it, but it's not going to be the end of her career. She has such name power and name recognition. It's like, oh, you're going to get blackballed by the industry. And what are they going to do? Stop you from ever being remembered by anyone?
Right.
Like, come on.
She's already made her way. I did, one of my courses at Belmont was about music history. And when we got to the most modern stuff, she's already in college textbooks because of the significance she's had in culture. Because she's had a lot. Like, love her or hate her, like, she's an extremely culturally significant person.
Culturally.
So, yeah.
Musically, though.
I mean, not my cup of tea, but...
No. Not even, I'm not talking about your cup of tea. I'm talking about significant.
I think that the musically argument is a lot more valid now than it ever has been, because I feel like... And I don't know a lot of diehard Taylor Swift fans, so I can't...
Fucking hate that microphone
speak
stand.
for them, but...
Yeah, it's cool.
But
I'll just talk louder!
At least from a production standpoint, I felt like her album and Katy Perry's recent albums fell flat simply because they were just kind of rehashing a similar production style that has been a thing that people are starting to get tired of. And I know that producers are certainly getting tired of it. And I think that's another reason why Joanne was such a successful record, because it was just completely different for Gaga, but also completely different in general as far as like a pop record.
And that's okay. I'm gonna go against the grain of what you said, only slightly. It wasn't that different for a pop record 15 years ago.
Joanne?
Yeah.
I could get with that.
Like,
I could get with that. At that time, yeah.
Like, it just brought some fucking humanity back to the pop scene. Mm-hmm. They've been so fucking ground through this machine. They've everything's run through it, quote unquote, auto tune, but it's not really auto tune most of the times. It's really more of a modulator. Regardless, like, it's just it hurts. It hurts because you don't hear a human in there anymore, which is where with Dream Theater's latest album, The Astonishing, I know it was like a whole different thing they were going for, but for me, what I heard from that album, what I pulled from it was those fucking flying drone things was how music was going to be made in the future, because when you refine it down to it's being made by a machine, how much more can it be made by a machine? How much more can you take the humanity out of it?
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation too.
Yeah. Sorry.
Watch Sam
Oh, that's
Harris.
Watch Sam Harris.
Watch Sam Harris for that one.
Ham Saris.
Ham Saris.
Yeah, now you're all getting into stuff that I'm just not caught up on.
Oh,
Like,
no worries.
Okay.
But I mean, there are moments on Joanne where I don't think they, if we're talking tuning, like I think A Million Reasons. I don't know that
That's
they.
a fucking great song.
I don't know that they tuned her vocal on that. If they did, they must have nudged things here and there. But like overall, I'm pretty sure that vocal is raw.
I think like what you said, if there's any tuning on it, it's very slight.
Dude, she doesn't need it, man.
No, she doesn't.
Also, can we just say how metal she is at her show? She's like, oh my gosh, I need you to move. And it's like, dang, Gaga.
Okay, really quick. I appreciate the fact that Lady Gaga did a collaboration with Metallica at the Grammys.
Same.
However,
see it.
There was just too much weirdness going on. If she did a collaboration with Iron Maiden, I think it would be more fitting for her vocal style. If she did a collaboration with Dream Theater, that would be fucking tight.
That'd be pretty cool.
Dude, if they did Metropolis Part 1 and she did trade-off vocals with, well, I mean, if it wasn't live, James LaBrie. Sorry, James.
I'm not a Dream Theater fan.
Oh.
It's out there.
Next
The world
question.
knows.
No, they're crazy. I'd love to see them. It's just how a lot of people don't like Coheed for the vocals. I can't really get behind James LaBrie. He's certainly
That's
talented.
fine. That's
He's certainly amazing. And like they're
James, not getting behind James LaBrie is completely acceptable.
I mean, dude, Jordan Rudess is like every time he touches the instrument, it just like it blows my mind. Like puts me into another dimension. But
That's why they call him the Wizard.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's my only thing with Dream Theater, the vocals. But people say that about us. That is literally a criticism that we've gotten before. They're like,
Is your vocals?
Yeah, they're like, we love your music, but we can't really get into the vocals. I'm like, that's fair. That's so fair, dude.
Vocals
like,
are such a subjective person to person kind of thing.
They're the touchiest of things.
Yeah.
They're absolutely the touchiest.
I think the guitar world kind of approaches that too. Like
we were talking about in the last one.
Yeah.
The last podcast.
Like you could definitely say, certain people's tone. Dude, would you put your phone away? Oh my god.
So I've gotten 4 calls and
No one
20
cares,
texts in
babe.
the past minute.
No one cares
It's
about
so
you,
annoying.
man. No one cares.
God. Andrew's so popular right now.
I'm not popular. I just have dumb friends who can't take a hint. I love
all
all
right.
of you, but you're dumb.
It's all right. All right. I'm going to have to put a cut here. We're going to hot takes.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
takes.
Yes, we've been looking forward to this.
All right.
Ready for this.
Ready?
Ready.
Bruno Mars.
My dude. I have every album and know every song.
Really?
That's my dude. I love Bruno.
All right.
We're actually we're working.
With Bruno Mars.
No, we wish. We're working on kind of like a cover set for like a corporate cover band as another side hustle. Hashtag musician life. But
Oh, God.
but there's a couple of Bruno songs.
Buy
in there.
that merch.
Buy
that merch.
Buy that.
But I think I think learning those songs has changed my opinion of Bruno Mars. Like it,
Yeah.
for a good bit. He's not my favorite to listen to for sure. But I mean, like some of that stuff, it's like, wow, they really put a ton of thought into this, and that's like a very surface level statement. And I'm sure other musicians would be like, shut up, listen to him more. But
No,
I just would rather listen to the Migos. If I'm being completely honest.
Well, dude, I'll pull up to your house and you'll be blasting some trap. I'll walk in the door.
It's meditative.
I hear nothing but
Note to self:
I
do
wanted- I
not
wanted
go
to-
to Jesse's house.
I wanted to say this earlier. The main reason I listen to that music
Is because you are trash. I'm totally kidding.
Well, I mean,
Totally
there's
kidding.
people that listen to metal for the same reason. They don't really listen to it a lot, but they find some sort of like meditative quality of it. So,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I find in that.
There is something there.
Yeah.
All right,
But
next
yeah.
one. Next one. Jay-Z.
Dude, you gotta respect him. I'm a huge hip hop head. Like
Yep.
I have the Gospel of Hip Hop by KRS-One. Like I love hip hop. It's a huge part of my life.
For me, it depends on
So-
the era for Jay-Z. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, there's like the stuff when he was hanging out with Big L.
Yeah.
That's just unfreaking believable. But then you have like the Cake song that Bo's always singing. And it's just like, I mean, I know you're like rich and whatnot, and you've kind of you're at that level in your career where you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's...
It kind of would have been amazing if he came out halfway through the set with a big platter of cake and been like, "Are you ready to fucking eat?"
I would have had the most respect for him if he'd have done
But yeah, no, I even though I haven't really been able to like jam any of his stuff post like I don't know 2010. Like I still have I have a lot of respect for him, and he is married to Beyonce. And say what you will,
beautiful women on
oh
the
my
planet,
gosh,
dude.
I got a friend of mine who got to work with her, and he's like, dude, you have no idea, she's so much hotter in person. So
I totally believe that. However, Beyonce, one of the most overrated artists of our time.
a lot of people love her, like a whole lot. And
Why do they love her?
I mean, her vocals are amazing. She's a
They're
great
really
singer,
good.
and she is absolutely smoking, and like she crushes it.
I think a
But
lot
don't
of it,
know.
honestly, is her performance. Like her performance,
Her
Yeah.
actual
is
live
so
show performance.
Yeah. Her
dialed
live show is
in.
insane, yeah.
And I think that there's something kind of that transcends just her music, into like other forms of meaning especially for women.
Yeah.
And I think because I mean all of the memes that have come out of her act, are largely female empowerment, and I think that I shouldn't say all, but a lot of them, and I think there's something to that. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan. I don't like all of her stuff. But
Oh,
I
no
mean,
worries.
But I mean,
We can-
like,
I can
but like,
We can chat about this postcast.
yeah,
Postcast.
I can put some respect upon her name.
All right. Next one. Next one. Oh, did you see it?
No. I'm saying to him.
Oh, okay.
Put some respect. I hate you.
All right. Pop 4 chords.
Oh, like the 1, 5, 6, 4.
Yeah.
There's a theoretical reason as to why it works, and a good friend of mine, Eric Coveney, did an entire project in
Make a research paper.
college, on
Nice.
why that works theoretically.
I was gonna do my own, but I would love to hear this.
I'll find his and send it to you. I know it's still up. I think it's still up on Dudley's website because it was in Dudley's class, which Bruce Dudley is the man.
Did it have to do with like later in theory class? You start doing like this, not like what they call the Nashville number system, which is a bullshit fucking name for it. It's the Roman numeral system.
There's a little difference there.
Oh, is there?
There is. So the Roman numeral system is a classical system where you have uppercase
Yes.
and lowercase letters.
Yes.
You have Roman numeral 2, and then you'll have like uppercase 2 to be a major 2.
Yeah.
It's very similar. They just
What's
switch
the-
it to Arabic numerals, and they switch some of the terminology. So you're not going to have, like in some Roman numeral systems, you're using it more as an analytical tool. A natural number system is more used as a full-blown chart. Like you get all the information you need from the natural number system. It's way simpler. It's actually how my dad taught me music because he doesn't know how to
Really?
read. Yeah.
Okay.
He can't read music. So
the
there,
snob gets schooled live on camera.
there are slight differences. It's not much, but there are slight differences between the two.
Okay.
Get woke.
And plus, the natural number system is developed around Arabic numeral system so that you can more easily have like charts on a gig and just flip them. Like it's designed to purely be like how many songs can we knock out in this session today,
Okay.
and not everyone is super quick with Roman numerals. Like they're easy, but they're not everyone's thing. So it makes it easier. Say you want to do like a major 2 instead of writing a 2 with the negative sign, you just write 2. Boom, you got your major 2. You know that's going to a 5 next. 2, 5, 1, 4, flat 7, all that, whatever. So it's slightly different, but it's cool. I like it a lot. I use it a lot.
Specifically about that progression for me, like
Yeah. Anyways,
I mean-
we were
Yeah,
on
sorry.
that. Sorry.
sometimes I think that I don't know. In lines, I don't know that we have it happen anywhere.
I haven't heard it yet.
Like I know
think we have.
it's not on the new record. It's certainly not on Judith.
No, it's all over the place in Judith. What are you talking about?
Now, if we're talking about 251, that's a different.
Yeah, no, that song, that entire first riff is literally nothing but different forms of 251.
But I think
If it makes you feel any better, a lot of my stuff I am working on and writing is all minor 1, 6, 7.
Oh, like the
lot of
ba
it.
ba ba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, specifically the relationship between minor 1 and major 6.
yeah.
Gotcha. That like major third
Yeah,
drop.
and I think it just depends on the song, man. Because like, you know, one of the things that I've learned. So I have another thing that I'm working on with my friend Nick LaBelle, who mixed the record. He's an incredible engineer and an incredible musician.
Great mix, by the way.
Yeah, he crushed it. He's
But it's a project with him and another local artist named Notel, who's an electronic artist. And one of the things that I've learned through working with him, like sometimes what fits best is the 4 chords. And I mean, you know, to use it as like a formula, I think is where like if you're looking at it as a formula, then you're looking at it the wrong way. You need to look at it as like a utility. And a tool. I guess a tool is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Because like man, sometimes it works. I don't know. Like it happens in riffs too. Like da 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 is something you hear a lot.
yeah.
It's in an Animals as Leaders song on the first record, and it fits really well.
Well, it's also the same kind of line as like the lick, ba-da-doo-doo-doo-da, like that thing.
Oh yeah, that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talking about that yesterday. Actually, I mean,
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
joking, totally.
I'm trying.
No, like the lick. Have you ever seen the lick videos on YouTube?
The what?
The lick videos. Have you ever heard the ba-da-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, that like sequence of notes?
Not particularly.
Okay,
you need to
I'll
look it
send
up.
them to you.
Okay.
You need to look it up.
That lick is everywhere. It's in the Halo theme. It's in Sonic. It's in a million jazz
What?
songs.
Where is it in the Halo
It's
thing?
in.
I was gonna say, where is it in Sonic?
My life has
Oh, okay,
changed.
okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's there.
That actually does make sense.
But yeah, it's dude, there's like 4 videos on it, and it's in one of the new Animal
Cutting it-
records. And okay,
Yeah.
and it'll-
Cutting it
So-
off now.
so-
Sorry,
only,
I can go.
only because we got to keep going with the hot takes.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. Jared Dines. I knew this take would be spicy.
I think
he's funny, man.
He's a funny guy, but I don't know.
I think he's funny.
Like he seems like a really good dude, and like, and but I'm just not. I guess I'm not like that into like metalcore and that sort of stuff. So I guess
Yeah.
I don't really get a lot of the humor. Some of
I
it kind of
agree,
goes over
yeah.
my head.
Same here. Same here.
My
so
favorite.
It's just not my thing. to
My
be
favorite
honest.
video is where he was doing like the mixed genres.
That was pretty funny.
That was
good.
That was unbelievably funny.
He did like Tech Doom or something like that.
That's the one. That was the funniest one.
hilarious.
I
Oh,
was,
that was
rolling
solid.
on the floor at that.
That was so good. Yeah.
And I mean, like Bo and I always say, quantize it, quantize it.
Quad
From
dies.
it's like shit drummers say or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Jared Dines has some really. I mean, I think, and this goes back to the whole YouTube thing. He makes consistent, really good content.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
like
he
it's nothing
does.
against like the quality of his content. It's just geared for a different audience than I'm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like
so
he-
mad respect for that guy. I guess.
He has very much a defined personality.
yeah,
He not only that, but somehow manages to find something interesting to throw up online.
Yeah.
And you could say like some of it is like slightly rehashing other stuff that he's done, but I mean not everyone is going to be seeing those old videos. Maybe this is their intro to his
Yeah,
tour.
but
Yeah.
dude, the guy is self-aware. It's
Yes.
not it's,
Extremely.
It's
Yes,
not,
he
and
is.
this
And he crushes that,
This is
so.
a kind of a weird example because it's a completely different end of YouTube. But like Rice Gum, talking about Rice Gum, that motherfucker is not.
you mean Asian Jake Paul?
He is not. He is not aware. And let me just let it known: you are not a music expert.
I want to be gay.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna put it out there, dude. Like. Whatever. It's on YouTube now. But
Rice
whatever.
Come,
That's where-
we challenge you to music expertise.
Yeah, I'd love to talk theory with him.
I would love to. I mean,
Let's
I
have a
wasn't even going to go
conversation.
that far because I don't think he'd understand that. I mean,
Rice Gum, we want to have a conversation with you.
we would love, please, Google Hangouts me.
But
let's
Google
do it.
Hangouts.
Let's do it. Back from the hard cut. All right. So next one, Drake.
I'll handle this one.
Oh,
Just stay in there. Just stay in there. Okay. For those of y'all that don't know, it is a running joke in this band that Ben loves Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige Petro tagged me something this morning about that.
Hashtag Andrew loves Drake.
Of all of the people that I listen to for the meditative quality thing, Drake is at the top, man. And like, honestly, man, the whole thing that he's got going on with his, his producer, 40, Noah 40 should be. He's one of my favorite producers. They have a cool working energy, and Drake's one of the biggest artists on the planet. There's something to that. The way that he's handled all of his public appearances, I think he's incredibly smart. His music's catchy. I love it. I have a lot of Drake on my phone.
I was just admiring Andrew's thumbs twiddling so hard right now.
I'm sorry. If someone can please explain it to me, I don't understand it. He seems like a really, really nice guy. I'm not dogging his personality.
Does he, honestly?
Dude, every public appearance I've seen, he seemed pretty chill. He seemed like a guy I would happily go get a beer with. He has, but I do not understand the appeal of his music. I just don't. I guess it's not my thing. Art is a 100% subjective thing, so it could be that it's just completely going over my head.
It's only subjective if it's actually art.
Boom! But I do not understand the appeal. I don't even see, like, now I was actually getting into a talk with someone the other day about this. I don't see Drake as a rapper. I see him as
He's
pop
star.
artist.
He's a pop star
who raps, which is there's a very definitive difference. Like Kendrick Lamar is a rapper who is very popular,
Yeah.
but Drake is a pop artist who raps.
Yes.
There's a difference. His songs
Very
are
much.
more meant to be more pop songs, more traditional pop kind of structures. They deal with kind of more lighthearted sort of subjects. Most of the time, granted, I have not delved super deeply into Drake, but everything I've heard has been relatively surface level kind of stuff, which I'm sure he gets super deep. I'm sure he does, and I just haven't heard it. But I do not understand the appeal. I'm sorry. I really hope I don't take anyone off, but I do
it's
not
fine.
get it.
No, honestly, it's fine. Like, let's piss everyone off. Let's do it. Let's piss them all off.
I just
Not a ton to say.
okay. If you can send something to me, please, of a Drake song that you think I can mess with, and know that, like,
God's plan.
dude, I actually tried to jam that this morning, and I don't get it.
I love that song.
He
don't.
actually kind of died a little inside.
I was one step closer to fulfilling God's plan of my
is our
death.
jam.
But no, like I don't get it. I'm sorry. If someone can educate me, please. But I don't.
No worries. All right, last hot take. Joey Frivola. Before we start, in front of Ben will be a picture of Joey Frivola for reference from the first podcast. Begin.
Okay, so I want to preface this hot take with a little story. So Joey went to Belmont for a little bit, and we had a class called Demo Production together with Dave Tuff, and Joey intimidated me so badly, made me so self-conscious about my guitar playing. He made me question. So I've always had the motto. I've always had the motto like I'm just a rhythm player. Like, and that's kind of my whole philosophy with guitar. I can do some lead stuff, but I want to.
You're more than a rhythm player, my friend.
I appreciate that.
I'm with you on
But
this.
Joey made me want to like expand my brain because I was like, I want to be on the level that guy is. I can never even like touch the surface of the planet that he's on.
Yeah.
But so all that to say, whenever we kind of connected again, and he asked me to be an Edge, I was like, sure, I guess. I guess.
Like, maybe I don't know. Like, is this a prank? Is this a prank, bro?
And I,
Where the cameras? Where's Ashton Kutcher?
I don't really want to spoil a lot of anything with like what not Joey, but with what Edge is working on right now. But like Joey's music, like pushes me as far as like performance, vocal performance, musicality. I mean, dude, those guys are on a completely different plane of existence as far as writing goes, and they're without spoiling anything, there's a lot of cool stuff in the works for Edge of Reality. But
maybe a possible second appearance on the podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah, you should definitely bring him on. That dude is hilarious.
It's all right. They definitely didn't totally say they'd love to be on again or anything like that.
I never want to.
Well, let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Lines would love to come back, despite the fact what Ben just said.
Just wants to come back. I want to go far away. I don't know why I'm still sitting here.
Well, maybe we'll bring Bo next time.
Dude, what I should do is get a fucking fourth microphone so we can get the whole crew.
Hey man,
we could bring one.
Maybe we could help out with that. We've got some resources.
Yeah,
we got some squad.
We will discuss post-cast.
Not squad.
Yes.
Got the S in between the fingers.
But that's what I have to say about Joey. What do you have to say about Joey?
So I met Joey way back in the day. We were actually in like a tech death band that lasted all of about 2 days.
He was in a tech death band?
All of 2 days.
Okay.
And
until he realized what tech death was.
Yeah, but we well, I think that's what it was. I don't really know exactly what it was. It was just, I don't know. It didn't last super long. It was with a bunch of other like metalheads at Belmont, and I was like, I'll give it a try. And my buddy, same guy who showed me all the Periphery or the Stack of Sumerian Records albums, was like, dude, you gotta check this kid out. And he pulled up Joey's audition video into Belmont, which was a full playthrough of Dream Theater's Dance of Eternity.
Yep.
Note for note.
Yep.
I don't think he was even 18. I think he was 17 at the time. Nailing it. And I was like, I kind of want this kid to be my wife. Like, this is amazing. And so obviously,
let it be known, Andrew is a pedophile.
Anyways, and Joey, he straight crushed that, and I got to meet him, and he was super chill. Like he comes on and he goes, hi, and you throw something, he goes, okay. Like he's like super agreeable. Like when I first came in, I was like, oh, this is cool.
When you first meet him.
Yeah, when you first meet him. I think
and now we've talked like more. He came in on he played our drummer's junior recital with us, and he blew my mind again in that we played Spain by Corea, and he dialed this kind of like Santana-esque tone out of his guitar, and it was exactly what it needed to be, because since we were playing Spain without a piano player, which jazz guys, please don't hate me, but you know, he just nailed it, and we kind of turned it into this like rock jazz fusion thing. And I mean, the dude is a monster. I always have a good time hanging out with him, and he's musically really amazing. That said, I want him to be my wife. I want to marry him.
One of my favorite.
So can we make this a video on my channel
where I propose to Joey? We'll see what he says.
and then cut frame goes to him in a wedding dress and you in a tuxedo.
He would do it. He would do it.
I'm about to say, if anyone would be down for that, it would be Joey.
Although I think Ben in a wedding dress would be quite the sight.
I mean,
maybe just put you both in a wedding dress.
I am quite voluptuous.
Put you both in the same wedding dress.
I'm down. I put it like me in the same dress as Joey's size, so it like comes up to like my thighs. It's a short skirt on me. I won't shave my legs. All the hair will be poking out. It'll be a beautiful, attractive sight.
Oh, it'll be so good.
I'm a beautiful man.
I have all the ideas for this video. All right. So, any final thoughts?
Man, check out the new record.
Yes, please.
Check out Beacon. It came out on the 30th. It's on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, all the distribution places.
For you old heads, it's also on Napster.
I believe it is on Napster.
I mean, at this point, probably.
I think that was one of the ones. But
Lars Ulrich hates us.
We're super proud of it. Bowman and Ben brought it on the writing on that record, and it's, in my opinion, it's our best work.
I don't know. I hate digital music. Where can I buy a hard copy?
Dude, you got to get the vinyl. You got to get a vinyl. Hey, but that's in the works, though. So keep your.
We have physical copies with us at shows. And if you want a physical copy, you're more than welcome to reach out to us, like through Facebook or anything like that.
Yeah,
Facebook, and we can coordinate.
Where can they find you on Facebook? Where how could we do that?
You go to the search bar and you type in Lines in the Sky, you idiots.
I believe it's www.com. Facebook, www.com / it's either the Lines in the Sky or / Lines in the Sky.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Oh, the link will be down here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But check us out on socials. We're also working on
buy that merch, link in bio.
We're also working on getting our YouTube game up a little bit. We've got some plans for what we're going to be doing for that over the next 6 months.
Do you?
So.
Oh, do you?
Oh, and we're also going to be doing Twitch.
If you'll be. Oh.
Hey, we are about to start a Twitch channel.
Well, it's started.
it started.
Talk to me post-cast.
Yeah.
Sure.
to me
Yeah.
We got some
Podcast.
ideas for what we want to do for that, and it's going to be lit, fam. So, kill me.
I feel like I have to say this in every video Lines makes, but I am quitting Lines in the Sky. I'm out. I'm done. I cannot deal with you anymore.
Rip Andrew, the bass player. All right, guys.
But yeah, thanks to
Yeah, dude.
Become the Night for putting us on. This is dope.
Yeah,
this
thank you
has
so
been
much,
a lot of
man.
fun.
It's all right. We can't all become the night, but at least one tries to. All right. No, seriously. Huge thank you to Lines in the Sky. You guys were awesome. This has been a fantastically fun experience. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next cast. Rock on. You guys even got the branding right.